Oh, great, you made it back. Excellent. So we now understand that we usually put some initial data loading requests or code inside of the component did mount instead of the constructor function. And remember, there's not necessarily a technical reason for this, it's just considered a best practice. So at present, inside of our constructor, we've got this initial call right here to get our user's current position, and we're going to put this inside of a component did mount lifecycle method. Now, if we put it right in here, our application is going to work how it currently works. So I'm going to add a new function underneath my constructor function and call it component did mount. And then I'm going to find the entire block of code where we get our user's current position, and I'm going to cut it and paste it inside there. Now I'll save this and flip back over to our browser. We should see that our application still works as expected. So I can refresh the page and boom, it's working exactly as it did before. Okay. So now I want you to take notice of the constructor function. Its only purpose is to initialize our state object. Now remember that when we first initialized this, I mentioned that there were two ways to initialize our state. So now we're going to see that alternate way that does not use a constructor function. So let's have a look at it. I'm going to go outside of my constructor function, and I'm going to say state equals an empty object, and I'll put in there two properties, that is latitude is null and error message is an empty string. So what you see right here with a constructor function and this dot state equals, something we had written here, totally equivalent to just writing out state dot equals and then the same string, our state initialization. Now I did not put this dot state here. It's just state by itself. And now these two ways are identical. So I'm going to delete the constructor function entirely because we just don't need it now. Okay, so let's test this. Save this file and go back to my browser, and I'll refresh the page, and the application works as it did before. That is it. So I think this way is shorter, and it's also cleaner than the way that we did it before, but now you understand the mechanisms involved. So, quick break, and see you in the next section.